program is Breakfast Live, live on TV Africa. And my name is Anthony Fifi Aidu. This morning I'm privileged to have very two important personalities here with me. And we're going to discuss library matters this morning. And I have Matilda Mesa Yeboah, who's the head librarian of ACCE Community Library, which is the Accra College of Education Community Libraries. And so she's going to tell us all about that later on. And also have Albert Tete, who is the associate of ACCE Community Libraries and the founder and CEO of PAL and NASQ. He will also tell us what it's all about. But this morning, we're going to find out the role of community libraries in our national development. How important are these community libraries? So let me say welcome to our guests. You're most welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Albert and Matilda, you're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome.
You.
Good to see you here. Now tell us, libraries generally, let me bring it down. What is a library? So I'll start with Matilda.
So, a library could be a place which has a collection of books for people to read, for research, for all information that people would like to have.
Okay.
In time past, libraries had only books.
Okay.
But in modern times, we have so many things to see in libraries.
Like
laptops
Okay.
or computers. We can have CDs. We can even have places where people go and can find relaxation.
Okay.
Like you can have a place where people can be seated, can even lie down, especially in children's libraries. Can have children lying down and then reading or being read to.
Okay.
And sometimes we could have a place where people could have access to drama and then cultural activities like dancing.
Okay. Even the library?
Yes.
Oh, I see. Also, that means the library has evolved over the period where when you're going to a library, you see, an old building somewhere that somebody might have donated to the community or whatsoever, with a few books in there. But you're saying that over the period, these things have changed.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Things have
Now,
changed.
this is how library looks generally. Well, let me come to Albert and let me ask him, how does library or community libraries look like? How different are they from the libraries we see in, in cities than in the urban areas? How different is it?
So for community libraries,
Yes.
as we said, we have certain libraries that we've been exposed to over the time, which is maybe school libraries, office libraries, or personal libraries at home.
Yeah.
But for community libraries, this one are specifically open to the community.
Okay.
And it's absolutely free access to information you want to get becomes readily available to you in the community library. So the community library, just as she mentioned, that libraries have evolved now, and we have access to information, access to research materials, access to play items, even to have a relaxation in the library, or to be read to, or you are in to read. Community libraries actually, on this note, is to serve everyone in the community, whether you know how to read or write. You can access information in the community. So we have the librarians in the community library, and other assistants who aid you to make reading and writing easier for you. So community libraries are basically exposing you to readily available information, which you don't pay to get. That is basically what community libraries is about, because it wants to change the narrative in society where everyone will be educated without paying a penny because someone paid for.
Okay. So these community libraries, how do they come about? How do you put them together? Who's responsible for all of this?
So community libraries majorly are self-sponsored or organizational sponsorship. So someone can dedicate his or her home to the community, where books are provided, where laptops are made available, where other materials, newspaper and all that are made available to help the community. And just as I mentioned, it is to change the narrative, to change the perception of people, that people think it costs so much to get books. Other people also have the books and they think they have outgrown the books, so they bend them and all that. But people selflessly dedicate their homes or maybe a space outside their home to serve as a community library for people who are not capable to access this information or not in the right capacity to pay to get these books. Next is maybe there is an organization that wants to set up a place where they want to help a deprived community, indigent children in the community. So it can be a personal tax, or it can be from an organization, or just a group of people who are like-minded coming together to set up the community library to help the people.
Let me come back to Matilda. Let me ask, in all of this, we know the library activities in this country falls under the Ghana Library Authority. How or what support do you get from the Ghana Library Authority?
My library?
Yes, I mean the community libraries as a whole. Is there any support we get from the Ghana Library Authority?
I can't speak for other community libraries, but for mine, we do not have direct support because...
Have you requested and they are not responding, or you in your comfort zone, so to say?
You know, my library, it's a complex one, I would say. Because
how complex is it?
It is because it was actually founded by a Canadian.
Okay.
Dr. Kathy Knowles, who is in the country currently.
Okay. Right.
And she manages every aspect of the library, but she's in partnership with the GES, and formerly also with the AMA, but now she's actually working with the municipal assemblies.
Okay.
So the Ghana Library Board comes in when maybe librarians or personnel need training. Because there are times that people will come and wouldn't have any knowledge of library and what it is all about. So in this case, the library, the founder could liaise with the Ghana Library Authority.
Okay, right. So how long has this community library thing been running?
Ours?
Yes.
Yes, for 10 years.
Okay. Oh, 10 years?
Yes.
So that brings it to... I mean, you might be celebrating your 10th anniversary now.
Of course. We are in the mood.
Oh, you're in the mood. Tell us about it. Tell us about it. And what are the later activities towards the anniversary?
Thank you. This library, Accra College of Education Community Library, was established in November 2011.
Okay, exactly 10 years.
Yes. 16th November.
Okay.
Yes. And by the grace of God, we have plans to celebrate it beautifully and then let the whole world know that we are 10 years.
Okay.
So on the 13th of October, we launched the whole anniversary.
Okay.
And hopefully on Friday, 5th November,
5th of November in 2
we are
days.
going to have a forum
Okay.
with a theme, the role of community libraries in national development.
Where is this going to be held?
Right there in Accra College of Education Auditorium.
Where is it located?
Around the UPSA.
In Medina or Legon area?
Yes.
Okay. Is it Medina? Where is it properly situated? Medina or Legon?
We'll call it Legon.
Legon, okay. Right. All right, so let me ask, let me come to Albert. So far, what has been some of the challenges faced during this process? During the 10 years process, what are some of the major challenges you'd say that your library has faced?
Basically, I would say it's concerning what she said. Funding has been majorly from Cathy Knowles, and looking at how it is, even though it is more like privately owned community library, it should go beyond just a single individual gathering resources to help promote what's going on. We were actually blessed or honored to have Dr. Wale Okediran, who is the Secretary General of the Pan-African Writers Association, joining us for the launch. Okay. And he said in his speech that he is very saddened because this is a Canadian coming in to build a privately owned library. It's a blessing to the community, but from the first perspective, what were we doing as Africans? What were we doing as Ghanaians? You get it? Because there are lots of people who are well-to-do in the society, but we tend not to look at these areas of society, and lots of people are going in a different direction, because the community library, adding on, is a place where people can be mentored and all that. And if we don't have these spaces made readily available for younger people, then how are we nurturing the next future generations? So the challenges have been that there is no support from even people who are closer to the library, who are well-to-do. There is also not enough media attention on things like this, because we yearn to have quality public education going on. And how can we have this done if we don't have the libraries situated in various communities to help these younger people change their perception, their mindset towards certain things? Because how much of knowledge you take in, that is what will shape your thought processes to produce the right things you want to produce in society. So one of the challenges is support from other individuals, even though they are not the starters, just to help move it on. The propellers of it are not coming on board. The second phase is, how innovative do we want our libraries to be? So just as you mentioned, the Ghana Library Authority, what is going on now to ensure that all libraries are actually resurfacing with time to meet the demands of the current situations. Next is when we talk about the media houses, more light should be thrown in that direction, because education is key, not just schooling. Schooling is different from education.
Exactly.
That's how come someone can go to school and come back and will not be educated, because there is a level of changing the thought processes of that person. Adequate information has to be acquired. In-depth knowledge has to be given. A light has to be shown on the subject matter for the person to know actually what he or she is talking about. Okay. So there's a whole lot when it comes to the challenges. But with the Accra College of Education Community Library, we're thankful to God that Katinos is doing everything, going against all odds to make sure that the library keeps running. But to me, I'm calling on everyone, on corporate Ghana, on individuals, on organizations to come on board to support. This is the 10th anniversary. It should tell you that work has been done in 10 years, lives have been touched, many things have been transformed. So there should be more support to do much more than ever before done.
Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah, so let me ask, for those of us who don't like the use of a library, some don't even know what because let me speak for myself. I'm a kind of person, I'm not a fan of a library. I'll sleep when I go and sit in the library. So I like to do my private studies. I don't like using the library. But for, knowing how libraries have helped people evolved over the period, what would you advise people who don't like using the library? So let me use myself as an example. What would you advise me?
So like you, I can say you've transitioned.
Hey, from what to what?
From your younger generation mode to an adult stage now. Yeah. So what I can tell you is, you have to start this in a different sense, where you are not going. The habit has
been formed already.
So you have so I don't want to break your habit. I want you to break the habit by taking maybe time off, Saturdays or Sundays, to go out and read to people in the library. Okay. That kind of thing gives you a sense of responsibility. So I will not tell you to break your habits, but when you gain the passion to start reading to children in the library, you have that kind of passion to always be in the library, where that kind of sleepy mode will run away, because now you have a sense of responsibility to be there. With time, you pass it on to your children. So you let your children know the worth of being in a library and contributing to even the library. Maybe when they have extra books that they want to give out, or they have grown these books, they can donate to a library. With time, that habit will be broken. So I won't force you to go to a library, but I will urge you to help support a library, and in supporting the library, that kind of thought process will be
On a
changed.
lighter note, let me tell you, there are places I've schooled at, and I end up knowing the library when I'm leaving the school. Anyway, so yeah,
I think that
yeah.
reading is a lifestyle. It
Yeah.
should be made a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
I do not think also that we are too old to read or to start that
Okay.
lifestyle. Because my father at age 85 was still reading, even without glasses.
Oh yeah.
So reading as a lifestyle actually makes you feel good. Reading is very, very good. So I think that you can start it in a small way. As he's saying, maybe on weekends we open our library from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Okay.
So you can just go in there. Maybe you can start with our library, reading to children. At the children's hall, a number of children gather there on Saturdays.
Okay.
So you can just pop in and then ask the librarian, oh, I want to have some time with the children.
Okay.
You can start with 5 minutes. You take a small book. Kathy Knowles, who is the founder of the Osu Library Fund, has written books for children.
Okay.
And so there are many books. You can use 2 minutes to finish one book.
Oh, really? 2 minutes?
And even if you do that for a child, I'm telling you, it will actually whip up your own interest in it.
Yeah. Okay. So we've come to the end. Your final words. Any of you can take it up.
Okay, so just as you asked,
Just
reading,
some few seconds.
reading is vital. And it's been said that the readers of today will be the leaders of tomorrow. How much of the word do you have in you to communicate with others? To be able to communicate with others, to actually communicate that kind of wisdom you want to pass on, you need to gain it. And how can you gain it? By reading. So I would encourage everyone, in as much as we promoting community libraries, we should also have personal libraries at home, and do well to read something a day.
A day. Read a book a day.
After even reading your Bible, read other books a day. Because we just held the New Africa Mentorship Program, and the senior manager of MTN was one of our speakers.
Okay.
He says when he wakes up in the morning, he makes sure he reads about 2 pages before he sets out to work.
That's
Every day. It should tell you what kind of knowledge this man is gaining in a day. So when he sits down and is communicating with you, it is really wisdom
a man of
communicated.
substance.
So I'll urge everyone to adapt the attitude of reading, to love reading, and let us together make education appealing to everyone.
All right, thank you. And that was the voice of Albert Tet, Associate of ACCE Community Library, and the founder and CEO of PAL and NASQ. How do you pronounce that?
NCSQ.
NCSQ.
Yeah,
okay.
National Core Subjects Quiz.
National Core Subject Quiz. Okay, and so he's the CEO and part of that. So earlier we also had Matilda Mensah-Yeboah, who's the head librarian of the Accra Community Education Library, who is, the library celebrating the 10th anniversary this month of November. Thanks to you for coming for this program. Thanks for honoring our invitation. We are so glad having this conversation with you. And I wish you well in all your activities.
Thank you so much.
All right. So on that note, we've come to the end of another exciting moment.